warm and cozy and dry on a soaking, soggy, cold, rainy day. Nothing better. Welcome to day 137. We are coming to you from the Long Neck Lair in Atkins, where we've had a very restful 0 day.
Yeah, avoiding a storm, but getting some well-earned rest.
Yes. Actually, my knee feels much better, and I've been going up and down the stairs, and it didn't hurt like it did yesterday, so maybe that rest is actually helping.
My legs feel better too.
Yeah. We thought we'd take this opportunity to answer a few questions that have come up. First of all, we want to congratulate Rock Flipper for his summit and just let you know that he did make it up to Mount Katahdin, and now he's flipped back down south as well, and so he's also heading north. He's somewhere in Tennessee now. Mm-hmm. And so,
well done, bud.
We still hope you catch up. I want to congratulate Marge on her recent hike. Marge 57, you can find her on Instagram, and she had a lovely hike through Ontario, and we really enjoyed looking at your hike, Marge. We love your daily haikus. They are a true trail gift to us.
They are. They're amazing.
I say, Joe, we're very excited that in the next few days you're going to be starting your through hike. So enjoy Georgia, and we look forward to hearing how you're doing. All right, here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. Did you get a haircut?
No, I didn't, but it's long enough now that I can pull it all the way back, and sometimes I do, and it looks like it's been cut.
Turn. Let's see the ponytail.
Enough back there that I can pull it back.
Wait, there we go. Yep.
Yeah, I don't wear it up there.
It's gonna be a man bun.
But no, I have not gotten a haircut.
Have you made any gear changes?
I went back to my Ultra Lone Peaks. That's probably the biggest single gear change. I mean, we've done some small things in the packs and that kind of stuff. But
and you actually went back to the Lone Peaks when we were in the 100-mile wilderness.
Right.
And you're still wearing them because they still have some life left in them.
Yeah, they have 200 miles on them already. And they're still hanging in there.
Yeah, that's good. And that's because the last 70 miles were nothing like the past couple of 100 miles.
Too true. Although the Grayson Highlands were no joke for rocks.
Yeah.
I think that's why our knees hurt so much.
That may be. One gear change we made is because our packs are getting kind of old and tattered. His is past its lifespan. Mine's approaching its lifespan. We've added a unscented white trash compactor bag to each one of our backpacks to keep our gear dry. And judging by today's rain, I think that was a good move. Now, the white is so that when you look down in your bag, you can see things. And the trash compactor bags, you can get them in an unscented version, and that's what you want. You want unscented because you don't want to have to hang that with your bear bag every night.
Right. Ugh. That would be a mess.
Yeah, so it's an unscented white bag, and it's very sturdy. We've used ours for 5 days now, and they're holding up pretty well. But they're just an extra line of defense.
And we added a couple of compactable bags to compact our sleep systems.
Yeah, we're using the Sea to Summit Event compression dry bags, which are a miracle. I still can't get over how well they work.
Yeah, they stay dry. They compress your sleeping bag and your, all the compressible things like your liner and your pillows down to
like a basketball.
Space about that big.
Yeah.
Not even a basketball. It's smaller than a basketball. But it doesn't take up much room in the pack, and it's waterproof. So.
I'm using 2 of them, one for my clothing and one for my sleep system. And in my bag, they stand upright and sit side by side in the bottom of my bag.
Yeah, they're very handy.
Yeah. I've gone back to my original sleeping bag liner, which is Sea to Summit Reactor liner, and it's pretty comfortable.
Yeah. We may have to make a wholesale sleep system swap out though here in the next week or so because the nighttime temperatures are dropping into the 30s already.
Yeah, it's more like November temperatures that we're looking at for the near future. So we're going to have to go to November gear here soon. One thing we did on our hiatus, our 20-day hiatus, is we repaired things. We had a hole in the bottom of our tent, which we repaired. I had to repair my my air mattress, and that's the Big Agnes air mattress. and he's repaired his Big Agnes
3 times.
3 times now. So we are looking forward to going back to our Neo Air X Therms again. We are protecting our air mattresses. I'm using a piece of tarp, and he's using a Mylar emergency blanket to protect the sleeping mats from any kind of debris or hazards that might be on the floor of a shelter or on the ground. But we're getting holes at the welds, not they don't appear to be from puncture wounds.
Yeah. And these mattresses are, they're light, they're compact, but they're just not holding up.
Yeah, it's a shame because they're very comfortable and
Yeah.
they're very easy to inflate. They would be dream mattresses if they were a little warmer and if they were a little more reliable.
Yeah.
In my ditty bag, I carry my electronics, and one thing I've done to try to save a little bit of weight is to go from 3-foot cords to 1-foot cords. So during the hiatus, I managed to source all the cords that I use on a daily basis in a 1-foot long format. And I've got those on Amazon, and I tried to use reputable makers like Anchor when I bought them. And they look different, so I don't have to search at night through like 3 black cords that all look the same. And I'm hoping that saves a little
I
weight.
have a lot of questions about how you produce videos. What are the tools that you're using to get the videos out every day?
The first one is the Canon SH740HS. It's a Canon PowerShot camera. And the big benefit to this camera is that it's got a 40 power optical zoom. And then you can add digital zoom on top of that. So that lets me get in close. This camera has been great. I'm actually on my 3rd one. I had one for the Camino, and it got debris within the lens elements, and I decided to go ahead and replace it. This one took a hit in New York or Connecticut, and I replaced it. And then that one took a hit the next, I think, in Vermont or New Hampshire. I've gone back to this one for now, but I've got the other one as a spare. They're both a little bit broken, but they still work. Anyway, this camera has been great. And I've used a camera like this for over 4 years now. So that's my number 1 camera. My other camera is my iPhone. I'm using the Sandmark case, so I can use Sandmark lenses. And the lens I carry with me is a macro lens. And they've also got a filter, a neutral density filter to cover on sunny days. It's a polarizing filter for sunny days. So those are my 2 workhorses.
But isn't your phone your studio?
I'm not there yet. My process is, first of all, to observe throughout the day. I need about an hour worth of content to create a 12 to 16 minute video each day. And that means to observe throughout the day and take lots of pictures, just really think through what I'm experiencing, observe the little things, observe the big things. And as I go through the day, I try to think, what is the story of the day? At the end of the day, I take all the pictures from my camera, take out the SD card, and I transfer them to my phone. And then I use the iMovie app to edit. It takes me about 2 hours every night to edit what I've filmed and put music to it and render it so that I can upload it to YouTube. The uploading has to wait until I'm in a place with either robust cell coverage or good Wi-Fi. So I will actually stockpile several videos and then upload them at once. And that's why I need a little bit of lead time. That's why they're not coming out on a daily basis, but they're actually a few days after I film them, they appear on YouTube. The music I use comes from a subscription to Epidemic Sound. It's not a very expensive subscription, and the subscription gives me license to use it as a maker. My process is this. I take all the video I collect, I open up iMovie. I know this is really specific to Apple products, but I open up iMovie and I just select all the video from the day that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use and create movie from there, and then I edit that. That usually comes out to about a 20-minute piece that I edit down to about 15 minutes. Plus or minus 3 minutes. And, I'm doing it for friends and family and for you, so you can enjoy it with your coffee in the morning or as your bedtime story. But I'm also doing it for us. This is our scrapbook of the experience. And we're going to enjoy looking back on this in years to come.
It's like a living photo album.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is actually fun to watch the process.
Yeah, so picture me laying in the tent at night. It's 9 o'clock. He's already snoring. He's already been asleep for an hour. And I've got the screen. I'm lucky that I'm nearsighted because I'm like this for 2 hours every night editing the video on this screen.
But it is a nice piece of work.
Thank you. It's a big body of work. This whole year after your retirement has been our year of wander. And some of you have asked us about that. We committed after following him around for 39 years in the military, after putting in all that time and all that devotion to military life, we decided we owed ourselves a year break, a gap year. Why should teenagers and college kids get the gap year? We deserve a gap year too. So the gap year's extended a little bit because of, current situations.
We've worked around sort of work.
So we're still on the gap year for a while yet.
By the way, I highly recommend a gap year.
Me too. The last thing I want to cover is just a little clarification on getting into Baxter State Park. For the average person, the way to get into Baxter State Park is to make a reservation at a campground, and then when you get your reservation, you enter the park like anybody else. Each day, unused reservations are released on a first come, first served basis, and typically there are 35, 40 cars waiting outside the gate to get into Baxter State Park. I'm sure that's only in the nicest weather months of the year. Baxter's not even open for most of the year. The third way of getting into Baxter State Park is the way we did it, and that's to walk in. But if you walk in, you don't get a campsite unless you walk the 100-mile wilderness, unless you're a thru hiker. So if you are in that category, you get one night in the Birches if you're one of the first 12 people. It's also first come, first served. Mm-hmm. So as you can see, it's really a challenge to get into Baxter State Park, which means for the thru hiker, you don't necessarily get a second chance at making your summit. If it's bad weather, you might have to summit anyway. So from what we learned later, we found out that the Appalachian Trail Lodge in Millinocket has special license to shuttle hikers in and out of the park, thru hikers. And that is one way to get into the park without having to wait in that line for a first come, first serve opportunity to be a camper. They have a special license that allows them to bring people in and take people out. It's to the benefit of the park too, because some people need to get out and you can't exactly hitchhike your way out of the park. So it's a way of getting hikers out, but it's also a way for a hiker to come in a second time and maybe on a good day and maybe get to summit on a pretty day.
As I understood it, that's a day use permit only, so you have to summit and leave that day, and the hostel will make arrangements to pick you up at the Katahdin Stream Rangers Station. They'll take you in, you get your permit, you climb the mountain, you come down, you're out of the park that night. And if that was widely known, then hikers wouldn't face the
And maybe it was just us who didn't know. I mean, we had done a lot of research on the southern part because we knew we would do that. The further north we got, the less research we had done because we didn't really know what the situation was going to be.
It was in the distant future.
Yeah, very distant, dim future. And as several of you have pointed out, we were lucky in one way, and that was that we didn't have to wait in a line to get our picture taken with the sign.
That's true.
There were just the four of us up there. Our only limitation was we were getting pummeled and pelted, and bad days make good stories. Yeah. It has turned into a good story. Now, speaking of pelted and pummeled by the weather,
it has been raining all day today. It started raining at 6 a.m. and it's late afternoon, it's still raining, and it's going to rain into the evening. So we're zeroing here today. Like we said earlier, we got some rest, some recovery. We've been eating all day.
Yeah, we've each had half an apple, and we've each had a banana, and we've each had 3 eggs, and we've each had 7.5 pieces of bacon, and we've each had about 50 cookies, and we've each had a bag of chips,
and halfway through a half a gallon of milk.
Yep, 1.5 Dr. Peppers for me, 1 Coke for him. We've still got ice cream to eat, and we're each going to eat 2 TV dinners tonight. So we're doing our best to get the calories on board.
So we should just go racing through tomorrow.
Yeah, we won't have to stop and eat. We'll still have plenty of energy. So that's our day, and we'll close with a few cute pictures of some of the animals from the farm here, and we've been awfully glad to have you come along with us.
Thanks for joining us.